Welcome to this live trading session, one of the most important sessions yet. We have started entry points, exit points, lot sizing, and now position management. So we can now trade with an almost complete strategy in this session. Here I have pound against New Zealand dollar. The RSI is well below 25. It actually crossed the level 25 already about an hour ago. How can you tell if the position is still valid when you're late on the signal? Well, if the RSI is still below 25 or above 75 for a short position, and if the price is the same or even better than the one where the signal was generated, then you can absolutely take the trade with no problem. That's what we're going to do here. We don't even wait for the candlestick to close, since we should have already entered this trade some time ago. On the MetaTrader 4, let's find pound against New Zealand dollar, and then we open two trades of 0.01 lot each. We entered both trades at exactly the same price, perfect. Let's open the position manager so we can set our position and check the relevant levels for us. So we have pound against New Zealand dollar. For the entry price, let's check again on the MetaTrader 4. We have 2.2553. The direction of the market is long, we have a buy position, while for the ATR we go back to TradingView to check the value. It is 10.1 pips, which we rounded to 10 pips. We could have also taken the ATR value at the moment the signal was generated. Both approaches are okay. So let's insert 10 pips here, and we have the two take profits we have to set for our trades. You can read the two take profits either here, just like we have learned with the take profit calculator, or here, in which we have one ATR from the entry that represents the first take profit, and two ATR from the entry that represents the second take profit. So we have the first take profit at 2.2563, while the second take profit is at 2.2573. So let's set them up for our trades. Okay, I also want to order my positions by price, so I make sure that I always have them from the worst price to the best price, or the other way around if you prefer. What's the next step? We have opened our trades, set the take profits. What's next? We can set limit orders in case the market moves against our trades. To do so, we can use the position manager. As we enter a trade for the first time, we have the mark on the entry level, so this is the current ATR level we are at. When do we add to our position? When the price moves one ATR level against our trades. So we want to set the order on the next ATR level, which is this one at the price of 2.2533. Let's go back to the MetaTrader 4 and set this up. Okay. When I trade, I like to cover not just one level with limit orders, but at least 2 or 3 levels, so that I'm covered in case the price makes a sudden large movement while I'm away from the computer. So we have set the limit orders on the next level. Let's cover another level as well. We open the position manager. What's the next ADR level after 2.2533? It is this one at 2.2513, so we can return to the MetaTrader 4 and set up the limit orders at 2.2513, so we can cover that additional level. Meanwhile, I'm getting an alert on my phone with another currency pair where the RSI is giving a signal to enter. So this is a good moment to mention that for this live trading session, I'll only be trading one currency pair at a time. We are here to practice and apply what we have learned so far. We can do it with one currency pair at a time to avoid getting confused. In the risk management section then, we will talk about how many currency pairs you should trade simultaneously, but here let's focus on one at a time. Before fast forwarding to see how the trades evolve, here is one last tip. You have almost everything automated here. You have take profits, you have limit orders in case the price moves against you, so you don't really need to be at the computer right now. But you might need to come back to the computer if the price moves by one ADR level, either in favor or against your trades. This is because in case the price moves one ADR level in your favor, both trades close at their take profit, so you want to be at the computer to close the limit orders you set before. In case the price moves one ADR level against your trades, then your limit orders on the next level are triggered, which means that you have to recalculate the take profits and possibly set up new limit orders. So whenever the price moves by one ADR level, you need to do something on your trading platform. That is why I suggest setting alerts at one ADR level in each direction. Now, we have seen how easy it is to set alerts on TradingView, while on the MetaTrader 4 it's much more complicated. However, in this case, I suggest using the MetaTrader 4 because you want alerts based on the prices provided by your broker on the MetaTrader 4, which might be slightly different than the prices shown on TradingView. So let's set alerts for our current position. We want one alert in case the price hits the next limit order at 2.2533. I'm also going to give a buffer of 1 pip, so set the alert 1 pip above that price or below in case of a short position, so that I'm notified when the price is very close, just 1 pip away from my limit orders, so I have time to come back to my computer. Let's do it. And let me remove a previous alert, and we set the new one, which is on pound against New Zealand dollar. Let's leave the condition as last, so let's put the value first. We said 1 pip above our limit order, so 2.2534. Now, once again, we have the 5 options to choose the condition. I have shared a tip for the take profit alert, which is going to be useful in a while. And the tip was bid more than for a long position, ask less than for a short position. For limit orders, you just need to invert long and short position in the formula. So it is bid more than for a short position, ask less than for a long position. I have attached a file to this lecture about setting alerts, so you can easily reference it anytime. We have a long position and we are dealing with a limit order, so I need to use ask less than. Okay, first alert set. Now we need to set the second one, the one on the take profit. Which take profit? The partial one or the final one? The partial take profit doesn't require you to be at the computer because once it is hit, we don't have to do anything. We don't set new limit orders and we don't recalculate take profits. The one that needs us is the final take profit, the take profit on the ATR level, because if the price hits that one, we close our entire position and we also need to remove the limit orders we set before. So the final take profit is at 2.2573. Once again, I'm going to give a 1 pip buffer because I want to be notified not when the trade is already closed, but a bit earlier. So I set up my alert at 2.2572, just 1 pip below my take profit, since this is a long position. So I want pound against New Zealand dollar, then a price of 2.2572, and we need to set the condition. For the alerts on take profits, we have bid more than for a long position, ask less than for a short position. We have a long position, so we choose bid more than. Everything is set, it's as automated as possible, requiring minimal time spent at the computer. We have the trades, we have the take profits, we have the pending orders, and we have the alerts in case something happens that requires us to modify something. We can also see a graphical representation of our trades, pending orders, and take profits on the chart with the horizontal lines. On top of that, we have our position manager ready to use. It's such a great help, especially at the beginning of your journey with this strategy. So here we have our position. Let's fast forward this and see how it goes. Alright, my alert was triggered, the new trades just opened. Let me first disable the alerts. Right click and then enable on and off. You cannot hear it, but it's making a hell of a noise. Okay, so what to do next? After adding to a position, the first thing we want to do is to recalculate the take profits. The position manager comes in handy for this. The price just went down a 2 ATR, moving to this ATR level, the -2 ATR level that corresponds to the price 2.2533. So we can put a mark here. Of course, I can't have the price at two different levels, so the position manager is giving me a warning that there is something wrong by highlighting two cells in red. We remove the X on the previous level, and this removes the warning. So we are currently on this level of the ATR, which means that our take profits are represented by the ATR values above this level, while the limit orders are represented by the ATR levels below this level. So my take profits are 2.2543, 2.2553, 2.2563, and so on. So let's set them up on the MetaTrader 4. I want to start from the trade with the worst entry price, so I start from the top since I have ordered them from the worst to the best. Okay, almost there. And done. Take profits, recalculated, what's next? We have the limit orders at the next level, but as I mentioned, I like to cover at least 2 or 3 levels, just to be safe. So I'm going to set another limit order on the level beyond the limit orders I currently have at 2.2513. Let's check the position manager. It's always easier to manage your positions from there. So we already have the limit order on this next level. We want to set another limit order in case the price goes down an additional level beyond this one at 2.2513. What's the next ADR level? It is the one at -6 ADR at the price of 2.2493. Let's set it up on the MetaTrader 4. Done. The last thing to do is to amend the alerts so that we get a notification in case the price goes to the next ADR level. In case the price goes one ADR level against our trades, we open two new trades, the ones at 2.2513. So we want to be at the computer to recalculate the take profits and set new limit orders. So my first alert is going to be at 2.2513. I place it one pip above just to be notified right before the market hits my limit order. Think of it as a safety margin. So I place the alert at 2.2514. So right click and then modify or double click on it, then I first enable it again and then change the price to 2.2514. Let's have a look at where we have to set the other alerts. We want to be notified if the price moves one ADR level in our favor as well, because in that case we close two trades at the take profit and we have to set new limit orders. So we want to be notified if the price reaches 2.2553. I'm going to set it one pip below my take profit, so let's go back to the alert tab. I double click on the alert, enable it back and then set it at 2.2552. A quick recap of what we did after the price hit our limit orders and we added to the position. We first recalculated the take profits, then we set another limit order just to be safe in case of a sudden strong market movement, and then we amended the alerts so that we can get a notification when something meaningful happens, so we are not tied to our computer. Let's fast forward this and see what happens next. Alright, we've got our first take profit, we now have 3 trades open. We don't really need to do anything. Odd numbered ADR values are only for partial take profits. We don't do anything like recalculating take profits or setting new orders. We do these things at even numbered ATR values, which we have defined as ATR levels. We can check the account history, we have our closed trade, and we are currently losing 64 cents on our closed trade. But of course, we still have 3 trades on the market, which can easily offset this loss and potentially turn the overall position profitable. So let's see how it goes next. Alright, another take profit hit. Let me first disable the alerts for my ear's sake. And the price reached a new ATR level. We know we have to do something, but what do we have to do? The position manager is a great help for this. The price went back to the ADR level that represents our entry, so let's remove the mark from here and mark the right ATR level. The next take profits are this, and we already have them for our trades, so no need to recalculate the take profits. Then we have 2 limit orders, one at this level of the ATR at 2.2513, another one at this level of the ATR at 2.2493. But we are not covered in case the price goes back 1 ADR level from our current level, so in case the price reaches 2.2533 once again. Before setting a limit order there, let's ask ourselves, is this price better than or equal to the worst price we currently have with our trades? So the price for the limit order we want to set is 2.2533. Let's go back to the MetaTrader 4 and see what's our current worst price. It is 2.25324. Of course, this is the effect of slippage. We count the original price, which is 2.2533. So is 2.2533, which is the price where we are considering setting the buy limit order, better than or equal to 2.2533, which is our worst price? Yes, it is equal to our worst price, so we can set a limit order there. Everything is set up, but we still have the alerts, which is an optional, but since I'm not going to be at the computer, it's better to set them up. We want alerts for 1 ADR level in our favor, which is where we have our final take profit, and then 1 ADR level against, which is where we add to the position with 2 limit orders. Let's set the alert for the limit orders first. So we have the orders at 2.2533. Let's allow 1 pip as a buffer, so we have 2.2534. Let's set it up. I enable it and then 2.2534. The other alert is on the next ADR level in favor, so on the final take profit, which is 2.2573. I place it 1 pip below, so 2.2572. Let's do it. Okay, everything is set starting from the take profits to the limit orders and then the alerts. Meanwhile, the price just hit our next take profit, so we are left with just 1 trade. We don't have to do anything, we just need to wait and see how the price evolves. We can check the account history to see the profits or losses so far with the closed trades. We have a profit of $1.11 so far. Of course, we still have our best trade on the market, so our profit can increase if the trade goes well. Let's fast forward this and see how it goes. Alright, the price didn't move in our favor and it triggered the next limit orders we set. Let's switch the alerts off. And what to do next? Whenever we add to the position, we recalculate all the take profits. Let's open the position manager. We reached the ATR level at -2 ADR at 2.2533. Let me put a mark on it and remove the previous one. Where to place the take profits? On the ADR values above the current ADR level, so 2.2543, 2.2553, and so on, until all the take profits are set. Let's go back to the MetaTrader 4 to set the take profits. We start from the worst price to the best price, although right now we have the same prices, even if there are small differences due to the slippage. Let's set the take profits, so 2.2543, 2.2553, and 2.2563. Now, when do we add to our position? At the next ADR level. Let's open the position manager and see where we have the next ADR level. It is at -4 ADR at 2.2513. Going back to the MetaTrader 4, we already set that limit order, so we don't have to do anything. We can amend the alerts in case we're not going to be at the computer. So we want one alert, one ADR level in favor, and the other alert, one ADR level against, where we add to our position with our limit orders. Let's start with the alert on the limit orders. The next ones are at 2.2513. I'm going to set the alert 1 pip above at 2.2514. Let's do it. Okay, for the other alert, to take profits from the current level, so it is at 2.2553, so I'll set it at 2.2552, just 1 pip below. Let's do it quickly. And we have our alerts. Everything is set, let's see what happens next. Okay, just a couple of hours ago, it seemed like the price was going to close our last trade, reaching our last take profit, but then it completely changed direction, now hitting another limit order. Let me first disable the alerts. And then the first thing to do is to recalculate the take profits. Let's open the position manager. We are not on the level -2 ADR, so I remove the mark from here and put it on this level here. What are the next take profits? All the ADR values above the current ADR level, so 2.2523, 2.2533, 2.2543, and so on. Let's set them up starting from the worst price to our best price. 2.2523, 2.2533, 2.2543, 2.2553, and then 2.2563. Take profits, done. For the limit orders, we are covered on the next level, but I like to have limit orders for at least the next 2 or 3 levels. Let's check the position manager. So we are covered with the limit orders at -6 ADR at 2.2493, but we have nothing beyond that. I want to cover at least the level at 2.2473 as well, so I'm going back to the MetaTrader 4 to set a limit order there. Final thing, we amend the alerts, one ADR level in favor and one ADR level against. I start from the alert on the limit order, so at 2.2493, and I set the alert at 2.2494. Let's do it. And the other alert is on the next ADR level in favor, to take profits from the current level, so at 2.2533. I'm going to set the alert 1 pip below at 2.2532. Everything set, let's see how it goes. One take profit hit, nothing really changes, so I'll fast forward this to the next important level. Take profit hit on the ATR level, time to work on our trades. I first disable the alerts. I know you can't hear them, but they are very loud. Okay, whenever the price goes from one ADR level to another, I suggest checking the position manager and see what to do next. We remove the mark from the previous level and we place it on the current level, here at -2 ADR. Now, the next ADR level we have is the one at -4 ATR, so we should place a limit order there. The price there is at 2.2513, so the question is 2.2513 better than or equal to the worst price we have among our trades? Let's check on the MetaTrader 4. The worst price we have is 2.25324, which without slippage was 2.2533. 2.2513 is better than 2.2533, so we can set the next limit order there. Okay, everything is set. This time I'm not even going to place the alerts since I'm going to be in my trading room for a while, since I have other trades on other accounts to take care of. Before fast forwarding this, let's have a look at the account history to see how we're doing so far with the closed trades. We have a profit of 44 cents with the trades we have closed. Of course, we still have open trades. At the moment, we have an unrealized profit of about $2.50, $3 more or less. Let's see what happens next. Take profit reached, not on the ATR level, so we don't have to do anything. We can keep monitoring how it goes next. Alright, another take profit in the bag. Let's set up the new limit orders. I open the position manager. We are back to our entry level, so let's remove the mark from this level and we place it on the ATR level 0 ATR. Where should we have our next limit order? On the next ATR level, so -2 ATR at the price of 2.2533. Is this price of 2.2533 better than or equal to the worst price we have among our trades? Let's check on the MetaTrader 4. We only have one trade and the price is 2.25128. The original price was 2.2513. Is 2.2533 better than or equal to 2.2513? No, it isn't. In fact, it is worse. So, in case the price goes back to the next ADR level at 2.2533, This time we don't add to the position because of rule number 3 that we have seen in the course. It is dinner time for me, so this time I'll set the alerts. I want one alert on the next limit order, so at 2.2513, as usual, I'm going to add 1 pip and place the alert at 2.2514. The next alert is on the take profit that closes my position, which is 2.2563, so I'll place it 1 pip below at 2.2562. This is it. Let's see if we manage to close our last trade. Alright, great trades on pound New Zealand dollar. We successfully applied all our position management rules. We closed the trades within a single session without carrying them overnight, and we secured a nice profit. Let me remove the alerts a second. Of course, now that the position is closed, I'm going to remove all the pending orders as well. Okay, let's check the account history to see how much we made. We had a good profit of $6.25. By the end of this course, we'll talk more deeply about setting realistic expectations and what constitutes a good profit. But let me anticipate one thing right now, because I know many traders might think, $6.25, what am I supposed to do with $6.25? I'm here to make serious money. Remember, profits in trading are always proportional to the amount of capital you trade with. We made $6.25 on a $5,000 account. That's roughly 0.13%. If we consistently made just 0.13% per day for approximately 252 trading days in a year, we will finish with about plus 33% annual return. I can assure you that with a consistent 33% annual return after building a solid 5-year track record and strengthening your credentials, you could comfortably secure a 6 or even 7-figure position at a top hedge fund or proprietary trading firm. And that 33% yearly profit doesn't even factor in compounding. Also, keep in mind we've used a conservative lot sizing of just 0.02 lots per $5,000. We also ignored many signals and we focused only on one currency pair to simplify things as you're getting started. All of this was accomplished while spending less than 1 hour at the computer to check for entry signals, set limit orders, and recalculate take profits. We will discuss in greater detail later in the course what you can realistically expect from this strategy. It's been a long trading session, but I hope it reinforced all the concepts we've learned so far. Now it's time to get some rest before we dive into another live trading session.